Hi, and welcome back to school night. My name is Victoria Zeckman, and I am your child's eighth grade math teacher. A little bit about myself. This is my fourth year teaching and my second year at Sayreville. I was in two other districts before I came to Sayreville, which I absolutely love. I have my bachelor's degree in elementary education, middle school education, specializing in math and science. I am currently enrolled in classes and I'm finishing my master's in special education May of 2021. All right, let's get started. All right, so our schedule. So your child is in my period 8-9 math class, which runs from 12:01 to 1 o'clock during this virtual bell schedule. Some classroom expectations I hold students and myself to. We're going to have a great year. So we're goal-oriented, we're respectful, we're engaged, we're held accountable, and we're thoughtful. Some consequences. So choosing not to follow the rules will result in a verbal warning first, then a conference with the student, then a parent contact, teacher detention, and then a write-up. So the classroom procedures, this is what we'll do on a daily basis. So when students come into class or log into the virtual class, we first start with the do now. We review the previous night's homework. We go over some class guided notes, we do some examples together, and then students do examples on their own. And then we'll do some practice, which could be a worksheet, an activity, centers, games, etc. I like to do stations a lot, which where students are moving around the room, moving from one activity to the next, and they're normally about 10-minute stations. Then we'll complete our closure, which will be either a recap discussion or an exit ticket. Most of the time, exit tickets are anywhere from 1 question to 3 questions, just reviewing what we did in class that day. Supplies. So these supplies I recommend students have. A binder or lined paper with a 3 subject notebook for their notes. A folder, especially when we get into class. I like to hand out a lot of worksheets and cheat sheets. So a folder is really nice so students can keep all their math worksheets together. An agenda pad for important notes, homework dates, quiz, tests, and project dates. And pencils, lots and lots of pencils. All right, so my grading policy. Tests and projects are 40% of students' grades. There's a good one. I try to have at least two tests a marking period and 1 project a marking period. Every marking period, students will have a project, and every marking period, they will have at least 1 test, preferably 2, if we can squeeze it in. Quizzes, they're 25%. Math applications or classwork grades, they're 15%. Homework is 5%, which is updated in the grade on course weekly on Fridays, and the quarterly assessment is 15%. I do not accept late homework, so this does not apply to absences. Absent work, students will find the day they're absent on Google Classroom, complete that work, and they will receive a private message via Google Classroom letting them know what they have missed. If it is the student's responsibility to read over and turn in any assigned work that they've missed following their absence, and any non-submitted work will result in a 0 in the gradebook. Real quick, absent work. If students are absent 1 day, they get 1 day to finish their work that they missed. If they're absent 3 days, they get 3 days to complete the work that they missed. As far as tests and quizzes, if they're absent the day of a quiz, when they return, they'll take the quiz. But if they're absent or the day of the review, so before the test or quiz, they will not take the test or quiz when they return unless they feel comfortable. It's totally up to them. I like to have them review before they take the quiz or test. Okay, missing assignments. So if they were in class and a student doesn't have an assignment, they'll fill out a pink slip. After accumulating 5 pink slips, Ollie will email and call home to inform parents. As for virtual instruction, if they miss an assignment, I contact them on Google Classroom. And if it's more than 1 in a week, I contact home. Our textbook, this is our textbook that Students should have, they are available now at the middle school to pick up if you were unable to get one earlier in the school year. I will not really assign homework from this textbook, but it is great to have and it's a great resource. Students will be gaining online access very soon. We're just waiting for that to happen. And once we get online access again, I will email students and parents and let them know. Our curriculum. So these are topics will be covered this year: operations with rational numbers, solving linear equations, graphing functions, exponents and roots, and we're going to be graphing lines. Remind information. So Remind is a really cool app that I like to use that I can contact parents and students on a daily basis. Students and parents can text at Zekman8 to this number 81010, and you will be signed up to receive my notifications. You can also download the app and sign up that way as well. It's a great way for me to communicate daily homework assignments, tests and quiz dates, and project due dates. Some additional information: I have my office hours through WebEx, so every day from 1:45 to 2:45, I have office hours that students can use this link highlighted, underlined in blue, to join. Students can either join to say hello, ask a question or two. They can come in for 5 minutes or a half hour. It doesn't matter how long they stay. And if they need help on a homework problem, classwork, just have a question on how to do something, this is a great way for me to work one-on-one with students and get that little extra help. So I encourage all students to join my office hours at least once a week. Additional information: during assessment days, if students do not finish the quiz or test at class time, students must come in during my office hours. They must join my office hours and then complete the quiz then. So I'm there to make sure that I did get the submission of the quiz and test, and to help with any questions that they may have. Once we get back to school, if students don't finish, I normally give them time the next class period, or I can ask them to come in during lunchtime or after school if they're willing to stay and they have a ride home. MobyMax is a really awesome program that we use in the middle school math grades. It is a program that students are currently working on their placement test, and that placement test identifies what gaps students have in their math skills, and it targets students to work towards filling those gaps. We will also be getting IXL this year. That is another program that students will help use and will utilize in the classroom to help fill students' gaps as well. IXL, I can target students' current topics that we're working on, and students can work on that as well. Once we do get IXL access, which we have not received yet, students may get homework on there as well. Some important dates: Q1 progress reports are going out on the 6th of October, very soon, and Q1 report cards go out on November 19th. To contact me, this is my email, victoria.zekman@sayrevillek12.net, or if you would like to log on to your student's Google Classroom and you can email me there, that works too. Please, please, please do not hesitate to ever contact me for questions or concerns. I check my email often at night, even after school hours, but if I do not get back to you, I do check my email first thing in the morning. One thing before I go or let you go, this is the Google Classroom page, which your student uses daily. This is where the meeting link is for every virtual class. The classwork is located on the classwork tab. So if you look here, the assignments are grouped by weeks. So this week, 9/21, 9/25, they get published per day. So today's assignment was published, and all the agendas there, the homework is listed, any reminders, and then the assignments are attached. Just to let you know, we will be taking a benchmark on Tuesday. It does not affect students' grades. It is just to replace the NJSLA, which we did not take this past spring. Every student in the district will eventually be taking a placement test or a benchmark test, and that is Tuesday, the 22nd for us. and we will continue working on it the 23rd as well. I would just like to say thank you guys so much for watching my back to school night video. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me, and I can't wait for a fun and successful school year. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.